Excuse me. Hello, world. It is Wednesday, May 24th, and looking out the window at Defiance. It is kind of a bright sunny day this morning, and I think it's going to be a warm one today, although I think we're getting some cooler weather coming in tomorrow, if I remember right. Tomorrow may only be in highs in the 60s. So the devotion for today is entitled Who I Am, written by Rachel Hackenberg. And Rachel bases the devotion upon Luke chapter 9, verses 18 through 20. Once when Jesus was praying alone with only the disciples near him, he asked the question, "Who do the crowds say that I am?" They answered, "John the Baptist, but others Elijah, and still others that one of the ancient prophets has arisen." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answered, "The Messiah of God." And then Rachel writes, in this era of digital life, where we can craft unique and partial or wholly fictional identities through online platforms, who do people say that I am is almost a rhetorical question. People might say I am healthy if I digitally tell them I am through posted pictures of superfood meals. They don't, and I'm not. People may say I am a spiritual leader if I digitally tell them I am by quoting my own religious writing. Who does Google say that I am? Can be a more revealing question, depending upon what the interwebs know about your past, your present, your finances, your family, your secrets, your critics. Google has the possibility of sharing a more complex representation of identity compared to the controlled narrative we might carefully hone on specific digital platforms. Jesus takes a Google poll of the disciples about his public image. The answers vary: John the Baptist, Elijah, an ancient prophet. But in essence, there is consensus on the public's image of Jesus. He's a dead religious guy who's been resurrected. How ironic. Even Herod shares this impression of who Jesus is. See Luke chapter 9, verses 7 through 9 for that. But the follow-up question, the truly essential question of the day, is the relational one. Who do you say that I am? People might always be inclined to speculate about another's identities, and we might always be inclined to try to shape our public image with specific singular narratives. But who we are most truly shows up in the ways we relate to each other. And the prayer. Let people talk and invent their own stories of me, but God, I pray, let me not care so long as I am true to the holy within me and the holy within my neighbor. Amen. Well, a couple thoughts for me from this devotion is, one, Google or other online platforms like that can develop a profile of us through the things that we click on, the things that we like. Sometimes I'm suspicious about whether microphones are live, because sometimes I find myself talking about something to someone else, and all of a sudden things on my feed show up. And it's not necessarily something I'm even interested in, it's just talking about it. But be that as it may. But I think the greater thing in this devotion that I find is our true identity, our true picture of who we are shows up in our actions. We can say all the right words, post all the right things on social media, but how we treat one another, how we treat the least and the lost, the marginalized, the oppressed, how we treat those who come to us for help, how we treat those who are abusing their power. I mean, all those things really show and reveal who we truly are. And I think Jesus tried to show that to his disciples and tries to show that to us in the actions that he took in his life. There's a saying, I'm trying to remember it, something like, your actions speak so loudly I can hardly hear what you're saying, or I can't understand what you're saying. So we should be careful to make sure that our actions align with our words, and vice versa. And it's really about building relationships and building community. hope you have a good day, and hope you enjoy this warmer weather today and the sunshine, and hope to talk to you tomorrow.